So the last few things were just the torque converter I had. When I was trying to cut it out for the chain, I ended up cracking and snapping it. So I ruined that one. You can't really see it from the side. It's probably fine, but just didn't know if there was an option to get another cover. Otherwise, since it will be a street cart only, I don't envision a lot of dust or things getting into the torque converter. But there's a guy on Instagram that sells a really nice welded cage that I can show you pictures of, and it looks really nice. It protects from things getting in, such as like your hand or stick or anything like that, but it is more open, probably for more airflow. So I'll show you that and see what you think. And the last thing is really just the engine break-in. So I built it at stage 1 without even running it, put this all on, the header wrap and everything, and left a stock plug in it. And then we fired it up. So we filled it with break-in oil. So I had the Royal Purple engine break-in oil. The regular 30 weight oil on the left is going to be for post break-in. But just took the engine, brought it outside, filled it up with gas, had it filled with oil, and then ended up running it for 10 minutes. Then turned it off, brought it back in to the garage, pulled the plug, put something in it to find out when I was at top dead center, and then put the plug back in to let it cool, and drained the oil, and then filled it up with oil again for the next process. Now the first break-in, 10-minute run, ran at about 2,000 RPM, and then was off, and then new oil in it, and then now we brought it back out again and then ran it for another 10 minutes at about 1,200 RPM, and then brought it back in, put it at top dead center, and then drained the oil, and then when it was cool, we filled it with another round of the break-in oil. The reason I put it at top dead center each time I let it cool in those first 2 runs was really to decompress the valve springs so they potentially have better memory. I remember that as like a trick. So I did that in order to, maybe condition them a little bit better. If it doesn't matter, then that's fine. The other thing I'm trying to determine is, this is a Hemi, and I thought I read somewhere that the Hemi come with the 18-pound valve springs already. I could be wrong, but just wanted to see what you thought about that. For the third and I guess final up-to-date break-in, we brought it out. We had it filled with break-in oil again. We turned it on, and then we just drove around the driveway for probably about another 10 to 15 minutes. Moderate speed, moderate throttle, flogging it a little bit here and there, letting it go back to idle, but not at top speed, anywhere near high RPM, and then brought it in and shut it off, and that's where it's at now, sitting with the break-in oil. So weather's been really crappy. I plan to go out tomorrow when it's nicer and the driveway is clean from all the rain today, and then driving it for another, 15 to 20 minutes with some kind of cool down times in between, and then eventually draining the break-in oil and going right to 30 weight oil. But that's where she is now. I'm really happy with how she turned out, and thank you for everything, Eric. Everything has been awesome. So let me know what you think of everything, all right? Thank you.